The heartbeat function found within our functions tab in our tools folder allows us to control primitives in different ways. So I'm going to drag a cone down here and throw material on it so we can see it better. I'm going to go back into my functions tab, into my tools folder, and grab this heartbeat plugin. And as soon as I do that and drop it on there, you can see how it changes the scale back and forth of this cone. Now when we come into the heartbeat plugin, what we have here first is an animation length. So I can slow this down by raising the number, or I can speed it up by lowering the number. By default, it's set to swing. We can turn this swing off, and what it does is just kind of loops this function back and forth. And you can kind of see how it's popping there and it's no longer swinging. We have a pause function underneath here, so if we turn this on, it opens up another window for pause length, and we can set the pause length so we can raise the number or lower the number for the pause length. And as we change this, you can see how it's affecting the pause when it comes to the stop up here. We also have an initial wait and a final wait, so we can choose how this kind of eases in and eases out of the pause point and the scale point. Down below there's a change size, which is on by default. If we turn that off, it's no longer working. If we turn it back on, we have the option to change the vector, and we can choose X, choose Y. We can change it on the Z. We can also change it on the XY, the XZ, the YZ, and the XYZ. We also have an initial size down here, so we can change how small or how big this cone gets by using the initial size and the final size. There's an option for change rotation, so if we turn change rotation on, it opens up a couple more options for us, and we have a rotation axis, which we can change to X, Y, or Z. If we turn our change size off, we can also use this rotation axis here to kind of auto rotate options, and we can turn this swing off, and it just keeps rotating over and over. And if you want to pause, take this pause off, we do that. Now you can see we have a consistent rotation on this cone. There's an initial angle and a final angle, so when we have this swing back on, we can choose how far we want these angles to be when it's swinging back and forth. There's also an option for change alpha. So if we turn this change alpha on, we have the option for initial alpha and final alpha. So now when we turn the change rotation off, we have the alpha being affected, and we can choose, again, how low we want it to go or how high. So if we only want it to go down to 50%, let's say, we can just type in 50% for the initial alpha and 100% for the final alpha. There's also an option here for change color, and when we turn this on, you can see how it's kind of changing the color. We have a source color and a target color, so you come in and use these little blocks and the color wheel at the bottom to change the colors of your cone or your heartbeat.